So
Mhm.
after that game, when Alcaraz showed his like he showed what a kind of a player he is. Like he matched Djokovic mentally over there. What you see, for people who just watch tennis for fun, they are like, oh shit, what a shot, But I'm telling you, this all has been strategized. Also, their work culture is very good, which I found. Like they are ethically very good when it comes to like putting the efforts. They are very punctual. They are very disciplined, and I feel their entire ecosystem, which I found over there, was of hardworking people. The way she plays, she's very sensed in the
Mhm.
court. She's very stable. I found her really like she hits good ground strokes, good movements on the court, and she's very stable. I'm very surprised she lost. That will be a very controversial topic if we
Yeah,
start.
I don't want hate so early in my career. Okay, in my podcast.
Novak Djokovic has been reigning the tennis courts all over the world for last 10 years or more. I think we all agree on that. He is the king and there are no disputes about it. Last week, however, Carlos Alcaraz managed to defeat him on the center court and he is now the brand new Wimbledon champion. Djokovic versus Alcaraz was an epic battle that lasted over 5 sets and it was played over for almost 5 hours. It was a great match. But today I bring you an expert to talk about this match and explain what exactly happened that was good for Alcaraz and probably not so good for Djokovic. He's Dhaval Jain. Dhaval's a chartered accountant, so he's really good at analysis. He has been a tennis player for almost all his life. He has played on Indian and Spanish circuits. When he was in India on under 18 and men's circuit, he has cracked top 100 rankings. Today he's working as a coach and he's a CEO of champions.in. Let's see what he wants to say about this amazing match. If you like this episode, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to this channel. I'll see you in the comment section. Let's jump into the podcast now.
Hello, Dhaval Jain. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. In fact, I'm still a little shocked after what happened on Sunday evening because
Hmm.
after a long, long, long time, I was supporting Djokovic, you know, because all my life
Really?
I'm a Federer fan, so he is the enemy. And now Roger's retired, so I'm open to options. So, okay, I was like, yeah, let's make history. But this was some other history, not to take
Hmm.
the credit away from the new champion. But yeah, I'm still a little shocked. I mean, what happened in that fifth set? Okay, so let me just request you to go through entire match and what did you think were the turning points? And in the
So,
beginning, I thought Djokovic was gonna win. Later, I kept changing my opinion,
I,
but
uh,
you are thinking. Over to you. Over to you.
yeah. So I, like you said that you have been a Federer fan. I also had been a Federer fan, when I was in early teenagers. That's how I knew about tennis. That is like the basic thing. After
My
that,
personality is still early teenagers only, so I'm there. Still there.
so when I started playing tennis, I knew about the intricacies of how much effort it takes, how much sacrifices it takes. So after that, I developed, I saw each player doing the same things or even more. So तभी जाके I understood that this is a like having a favoritism is okay, but everyone is a professional out there, and you cannot be like biased towards a certain player because you like him, and you hate a certain player because you dislike him because it is a sport where it just takes too much of your heart, like everything.
Yes.
So
Let me
about
just
the match.
put it on record. I didn't hate Djokovic.
No,
Like you also mentioned
hate
in
for
his final
Djokovic is
speech.
very normal. Like
Yeah,
it
people
is,
hate him. Yeah, people
yeah,
hate him. I don't know what's wrong with the world. How
yeah,
can they hate him? Like he's such a perfect person otherwise. And
yeah.
if you dive into his story, your respect for him increases so much. But yeah, like he said in his final speech, there were so many close matches that he ended up winning,
Yeah,
and Roger was ahead, and then he lost it. So I
yeah,
was heartbroken
yeah. About the match,
in that.
like let's start about the match. You remember I sent you a text before the match. Like I sent you a proper text on because I have also done coaching, so I understand players' strengths. I understand their characteristics and strength to strength versus weakness to weakness. So I had sent you. I don't remember. Do you have it or no? I don't know, but I could. like I remember I sent you that Alcaraz is a better player than Djokovic overall for his power and touch. But
Yes.
Djokovic, for his mental strength and his experience, is going to be a contest. And like he has been doing it for last 15 years. And I felt this exactly played out in the match. Like
Mm.
Alcaraz has a better game than Djokovic, but Djokovic, for his mental strength and resilience, was going to be in contest every point of time in the match. I told you that it could be three setter for Djokovic, like three straight sets.
Yeah.
That could have happened had he won the second set where he missed a backhand in
Mm.
the net. Like I don't remember Djokovic missing two straight backhands in the net when it's that critical, like in the match. Like I
Mm.
was not able to believe he could do that. But of course, like everything has its first time. So if he had taken that set, it would have been a straight set for sure. Because inexperience of Alcaraz was there in the first set because Djokovic was
Mm.
already in the zone. And
Yeah.
in the second set, of course, he had to start playing better because उससे भी गंदा और क्या खेलेगा? Like he didn't play, he didn't play that good in the first set. So obviously, second set I expected his level to rise, and he definitely played better. He broke him in the early first set. Then Djokovic recovered again, and it was going so close. I remember we had been texting the entire match. Okay.
Yeah.
And I even in the second set, I was like, this set is critical. Like this set will set the tone for the match. And when Djokovic lost it, and the way he lost it for
Mm.
like missing that backhands in the net, it was like a psychological setback for him. Like no, how much of a great player you are, when you are in a Wimbledon final and you miss on set point in the net, like it plays on your mind. And that was very visible in the third set as well. In like in the starting 3-4 games, Alcaraz broke him, then it was 3-1. And that 3-1 game, that
Yeah.
26-27 minute
26 minutes.
epic game. Like
Yes.
I texted you back then, like this game is very critical because this game was setting the tone for the match. It was a match
Mm.
within the match.
Yeah.
Had Djokovic won that game, he would have definitely, I feel, broken Alcaraz in the next game. It would have been 3-all, and that would have been a different story again. So
Mm.
after that game, when Alcaraz showed his like he showed what a kind of a player he is. Like he matched Djokovic mentally over there, and
Yeah.
that's when he took that third set. I told you like I don't see hope for Djokovic now. Like in my like the way he lost that set, and I feel Alcaraz was playing too good. But again, in fourth set, Djokovic being Djokovic, he took the washroom break. He came back fresh. He came back fresh. So he kind of had a reset. Like he goes to a washroom, he has a reset. He has done it before as well. Like
Yeah.
I remember Tsitsipas versus Djokovic French Open
Yeah.
finals last year. He was 2 sets to love down in the French Open. He went, took a washroom break. He came back as a different person. And after that, it was a straight set for like he won in 5 sets. I felt that kind of happened in the fourth set as well, and Alcaraz showed some inexperience as well in the fourth set.
Mm.
Fifth set, I felt Djokovic had too many chances to close it. Uh,
Yeah.
but Alcaraz was insanely amazing in that fifth set. Like he played set of his life. The kind of winners he hit, the kind of points that happened early on in the match, uh, they were incredible. Like, Djokovic broke his racket out of frustration because he was playing really good. Like, he was playing like the original Djokovic does when he's in the
Yeah.
zone. But Alcaraz matched it and he took it forward. So that kind of frustrated him because, and even like Djokovic had so many breakpoints early on that line touch on the baseline where he could have broken Alcaraz. That could have been 2-love to Djokovic. Again, a different
Yeah.
story. On again in 2-1 or 1-2 game, he had a break point and he missed overhead swinging drive volley in the net. Like he constructed
Mm.
the entire point, and Alcaraz was running like a
Yeah.
crazy maniac on the court and putting all the balls in. That kind of disheartened him further. And then it was just like the last stages of match. You were like, it's over, it's over. I was like, no, wait for it, wait for it. Like Djokovic has this tendency of getting back. He
He
played
can come
really
back
good.
for yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he played really good. Like even in the last stages of I mean,
Mm.
even in the fifth last game, he took the first one. I told you like the first point is important. He took the first point.
Yeah.
But Alcaraz, like, he just played too good. Like at the end of the day, I even texted you that the better player is going to win. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, that it is that kind of a match. So I thought like this is. I felt like it went word to word to what I returned to you, and I think we all wanted a five setter. You wanted a five setter.
I was dying for a five setter because after the third set, I thought Alcaraz was winning and I thought that Djokovic was losing control and I really wanted the
Yeah,
fifth set, you know. So I
yeah,
was very happy. After the
I
fourth set, it
know.
was pretty fast as compared to the third one,
Yeah, fourth
right?
set
It happened
kind of
quickly.
changed very quickly changed. And Alcaraz, it was like he was getting 3 points. Like Djokovic was not getting 3 points before. And in the fourth
Hmm.
set, he started, Alcaraz was giving him 3 points. So that kind of encouraged Djokovic. He's like
Yeah.
a consistent person. Like Djokovic is like, he's always going to be there. He's not going to let the game down. He is just going to keep coming there. And that's why Alcaraz, I feel like he kind of matched that mental strength to beat Djokovic.
Yeah. I mean, Djokovic is someone, I really look up to for his mental strength and mental preparation, not just for a match, but overall in his life. Like, and if they decide to take a brain scan of someone and it can be a learning experience for the world, how
Yeah,
to think in critical situations, that's Djokovic for me. Like,
he
ultimate person
he's
for
insane.
that.
Like I don't I have never seen someone like, just imagine you're not playing an opponent. Like, of course, it's almost when you're playing a match, the opponent pressure is always going to be there. But
Mm-hmm.
imagine the crowd is not supporting you. Like, crowd is
They'll never
booing.
support you. Yeah.
He never gets the support of the crowd. But he just has that crazy aura about him that he soaks it in. Like any other person would crumble under that pressure. I don't understand how he deals with it. But whatever he does, I think he, soaks the energy from all the negativity he gets. Like he feels like अब मैं करके दिखाऊंगा kind of thing. Like I just feel he has that energy and it is
Mm.
incredible. Like I don't understand why people hate him. Like I'll put this on record. People who ever hate Djokovic are the stupid people out there. Like
Yeah, yeah,
they
absolutely.
don't understand tennis. They just don't understand tennis.
Absolutely true. I agree with that. But let me take you back to the mindset. So I remember before this match, I think the presenter asked Alcaraz, like, what are you gonna think? What do you think about the next match, the finals? And he said specifically that there's no time for getting scared.
Yeah.
So how do you do that at the age of 20? I mean, Djokovic, I understand, 15
Mhm.
years, amazing career. He has that experience that no one has ever had. So maybe that's believable, but how do you do it as a youngest world number one and so much pressure on you? What
Uh,
is his mindset?
so, so the thing is, what you see Alcaraz on the court is a product. Like
Mm-hmm.
the team around him, like Juan Carlos Ferrero, his coach, his physio, his mental, his physio, the therapist, entire machinery goes under, like, to create a player, the entire machinery is there. And he has been like made, he has been like developed into that kind of an attitude, uh, and I feel this is what makes him more mature because of his coach has been one of the topmost players, like he is former world number one. Even when you see his personality, he looks like a very disciplined person, his coach, and that's what
Yeah.
I think has been given to him. And I feel this is what Alcaraz has, and he is very hungry as a person. Like I see it in him. Like he doesn't buckle under the pressure. He loves challenges. He wants to achieve more. I feel this is what makes him more mature. And it is not just Alcaraz as a person, but his team entire, the way he's surrounded. That creates the entire person's mindset.
Mhm. Right. But that can be seen, like the way he was carrying himself. I mean, after winning US Open, I think his
Hmm.
confidence would have naturally increased. But
Yeah,
even walking onto the center court and playing guys like Medvedev, who has been a Grand Slam champion,
yeah.
I think he had a great tournament.
I know. But Medvedev is like easy for Alcaraz because
Yeah, at the moment.
Medvedev is just a defensive player. He doesn't attack a lot. He just has his serve to attack, but he's more like a counter puncher. Like he just keeps putting the ball in. He doesn't have a lot of spin on the ball. He just like he flattens out things. He doesn't have a lot of, but that is what Alcaraz has. Like he has more heaviness on the ball, so he can just keep hitting the balls. And the interesting part about Alcaraz's game is he has the drop shots, which
Yeah.
I am pretty sure he has been trained, like specifically trained to develop that part of the game because you don't see anyone having that kind of drop shots in the entire. I don't see any male tennis player having that kind of a disguise on the drop shots. The one reason why he has it because his ground strokes are too powerful. Like when he hits the ground strokes, it is literally like a bullet coming to you. So people are, the players are on a defensive at the, instantly they are on the defensive. They are behind the baseline, and they expect,
Mm,
him to hit really hard every single time. That's what gives him an advantage to play drop shots. Even if the drop shots are poor, no one's going to reach it.
mm,
That is the
right.
element of the game that has been developed. You know, what you see, for people who just watch tennis for fun, they are like, oh shit, what a shot, But I'm telling you, this all has been strategized. This all has been developed specifically. Everything is worked, everything is planned. And that's what,
Mm,
you see on the court. Nothing is like, out of the blue, like, आज मन आ गया तो आज
yeah,
drop shot खेल लिया. So it's not like that.
true, true. I think the strategy is already decided,
Yeah, yeah.
and then a better player will improvise the strategy, right?
Yeah, yeah. He has
So,
all like he is one of the players I feel like he has the best of all the worlds. Like Djokovic has well said, he has Federer's touch, he has Federer's
yeah.
slices, he has that Nadal 2.0 version of him, like physique wise, and he has the consistency and agility and mental strength of Djokovic.
Mm.
So I think he's like the hybrid player. So one of my friend was like, he's a mutant,
Yeah, I said the same thing to someone. No, he's not real. I mean, he
Yeah,
has practically eliminated all the weaknesses. Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't see that this you if you do this, you can beat him for sure.
I am
You
telling
can't
you,
say,
like in next 15 years, I won't be surprised if he has more than 20, 25 Grand Slams.
yeah.
Like I don't
See,
see any other tennis player having that kind of a game to beat him. It is
hmm
that kind of game that he has developed, and he's just 20. Just imagine he already has two Grand Slams.
I mean, it happened so fast, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I remember last year's French Open, people were just talking about, okay, there's this young guy who's from Spain itself, and
yeah.
he's probably going to take down Rafa at French Open. And then that didn't work out for him, I think.
It was too
Uh,
early for it to happen. Like
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
happened, like it takes time to develop these things. You can come overnight. But now when he's
You
achieved
had
it,
like your first Grand Slam, right? I
yeah.
mean,
But again, like 2022, I think. See, I am very biased because I don't understand the way Djokovic was treated in last year. Like
yeah.
making him come for an Australian Open, being world number one, to just like being thrown out of the country and treated like that, then not being allowed to play US Open because he's not
Mhm.
vaccinated.
Yeah.
Just imagine how much of that guy has, and he has gone through, and that's why when he won the Australian Open this year, do you see how much you see how much emotions he had after he won? Like
Yes.
in the box, he went and he just felt weightless. Like he just dropped there. He was crying like crazy. Like I've never seen him do it. It was just because he felt like everything was against him, and he still
Yes.
came out there and he won it. So I feel like okay, Djokovic not playing US Open maybe could have been a different story, like Alcaraz
Mm.
not winning again. But it's all I think this is how stars work. I feel it was the time for Alcaraz to come in, and that's why he got the confidence from there. Like winning
Mm.
first major is a big thing, I think, and that is where I feel like so a lot of people were equating this Wimbledon final with 2008, when Nadal beat Federer
Like,
in that epic five-setter.
five
And
setter.
I just feel like I mentioned again, like for me, it was possibly like 2001 Federer beating Sampras.
Mm.
It was a generational change.
Yeah.
And Agassi once said in an interview, like when Federer came into the scene, we had never seen someone hit the ball so hard. We had never seen someone move so efficiently. We
Mm.
had never seen someone having so much of a perfect game. And when you turn back 20, 22 years, when you come to now, I think Djokovic is an epitome at this point of time. And if someone is better than Djokovic, I see Alcaraz. This is how generational shift is happening. This is how passing of the baton is happening. And
Mm.
I see this match as that turning point.
Mm. Yeah. I can just imagine how tough US Open is going to be this year. Like, I'm super excited already because I think Djokovic is going to come for revenge
Yeah, but I personally have
from the
a
universe, from the universe, not from Alcaraz.
but I think
Yeah.
he's going to play really good. But Alcaraz, he is too good. Like right now, he is all with the confidence. And US Open, I think the courts also favor him. He has
Mm. Yeah.
what do you call, more shots, more superior quality on the ground strokes. And the US
Hmm.
Open courts are really fast, so it adds to his game. He's very aggressive player. He can come on the volleys. He has all the drop shots. He's a perfect person to be there. And I think Djokovic doesn't like US Open courts because I remember he lost to Medvedev in
Yeah.
2021, I think, like when he was going for the career slam.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, that's where back then I as well felt like it would be too hard for Djokovic to win with Medvedev on these courts. Like Australian Open are different courts, but US Open are different courts. So US Open are more skiddy courts, more fast courts, and it takes time away from the opponents. So I feel like Alcaraz is more favorite to win US Open.
Are we not even considering other options?
I don't see it. See, I want another Djokovic
Dude,
versus
what do you think about
Alcaraz.
Eubanks? Christopher Eubanks. He's also
Uh,
cool.
yeah, but see, I saw his game. I don't feel like he has that consistency in him. He would be like
Mm.
one tournament wonder. But of course he has good game. He's very tall. He's very skinny.
Yeah.
But I think he is more about the serves, and I think he's a single-handed player. Like I don't single-handed backhand player. I don't remember like a lot of his game, but I think uh, there's no complete player than Alcaraz right now. Like I don't
Mm.
see
At the moment.
anyone. Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh shit. Dude, what the fuck? Did you also lose electricity or just me?
One eternity later.
Hi, Dhaval.
Hi again.
Can you see me?
I can.
So, do you think that since we are discussing Alcaraz so much, people got offended and they cut out the power for us? Is it possible?
Maybe we should ask MSCB now. If
Yeah.
that's the case. But it's
Great.
funny, like I remember like when the power went out, you were like, oh shit, blackout hua. I was like, मेरे यहाँ भी हुआ. And then I told you कि we almost stay in the same vicinity of this.
Yeah,
Like for people who would know, who would be watching the podcast and who would know, like, we almost stay like the next
yeah,
building.
yeah. I can
And
see
we
his building
and
from
we
my
and
window.
we and we haven't seen each other in 1 year, okay?
Yeah, and before that, we knew each other for 25 years.
Yeah.
No, I
Very
study a
interesting.
lot with wires and all these gadgets and stuff like that. So it's
Hmm.
always back of my mind that I'm gonna burn something down. So I thought, okay, finally that fear has come true. Finally, I've got rid of my own घर का electricity. So I was lucky.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So thank you again for joining. I
Thank you
मतलब एक
again for
पॉडकास्ट
inviting.
में दो पॉडकास्ट करने के लिए धन्यवाद.
No, no, no. I feel like since we were discussing Wimbledon, तो
Hmm.
Wimbledon में होता है ना bad light, bad play, play suspended, so it shifts to the second day. This is like
Yeah.
the podcast of the second day. So it's okay. Like भावना पूछ लिया type.
Yeah. So I remember last point what we were discussing was the luck factor. Like you were saying, some players are there who are really talented that deserve to win Grand Slams and stuff like that, but it never happens ultimately.
Uh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, see, luck factor also happens in certain points because I remember Djokovic playing Hurkacz in
Hmm,
fourth round of this year's Wimbledon Open. I
yeah,
was going to text you on that day that this one match is to be watched out for because Hurkacz is a very good player and he
yeah,
has good
I
serves and he
know.
has a very good grass game.
Yeah.
And the way Djokovic won that match, if you watch the first set, Hurkacz missed a very easy, on 6-3, I think, in tiebreak. So he could have had the first set, he could have had the second set, which eventually Djokovic ended up winning 8-6, 8-6. So,
Hmm,
Djokovic is one. See, I feel luck factor also matters, but obviously when you put efforts ऐसा नहीं कि you
yeah.
don't put efforts and then you just expect the luck to be there for you but I feel see everyone puts an effort at the end of the day but I think थोड़ा बहुत luck का भी factor matter करता है जैसे जोकोविच का हुआ फिफ्थ सेट में like
Yeah.
yeah. So it just everything has to be aligned for that outcome to come.
Hmm. I don't watch Harkashka matches because I don't like him for obvious reason that he was the last player who defeated Roger Federer.
He's a very good player. He's a very good player, like very solid player,
Yeah, he is
and
awesome. He's awesome.
and
But
he's a
I think
nice
after
person. He's a nice person. Like
so
even as a
you met him?
person, he's very. No, no,
How
no.
do you?
I haven't. But when he talks, when he has that, the aura around when he's in the court, he's very friendly. He's not like super aggressive towards players. He's just like very
Mhm.
playful guy. So
Yeah,
I
he
like that
seems
personality about him.
decent.
Yeah,
Even he does his press cons and all, he seems really decent.
yeah. He's very nice.
Yeah. So why I asked you, did you meet him? Because Dhaval has played in Spain for a
Yeah.
long time, and then he has met few players on tour. And so on that note, I want to ask you. So since Alcaraz is from Spain, and Spain has a great
Hmm.
export of tennis players, we have Badosa and Rafa, and before that also they had a list of players. Even though
Right.
they didn't win the Grand Slams, but they are dangerous players.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what is your comment on Spain's infrastructure when it comes to tennis?
Well, I don't know where to start, but I am going to make a statement that when I went to Spain and when I was training over there, I absolutely saw why the players, who evolve into such big players are made from there because their way of training, their style of coaching, and the way they inculcate every single detail about the sport. It is right from the uh, players who are playing over there, they are like as young as 8-year-old, 9-year-old. So just
Hmm.
imagine they are getting the same kind of technical capabilities. They are getting the same kind of technical, inputs from one of the best coaches out there or people who have already played at big level. when they are very young, when they are in the developing stage, and when they get obviously older, around 14, 15, 16, they have already practiced and played and perfected that strategy among around like thousands of times. So obviously they are going to be better than players who are just learning tennis when they are when they don't have these kind of technical capabilities. So I feel their infrastructure is really good. There are a lot of courts over there. They are clay court specialists, so they grind all day, like they really run a lot. They are not afraid to play long matches. uh, Also, their work culture is very good, which I found. Like they are ethically very good when it comes to like putting the efforts. They are very punctual. They are very disciplined, and I feel their entire ecosystem, which I found over there, was of hardworking people who like gave everything when it comes to any kind of sport. Like even if you take their football, or if you even if you take their tennis, it's almost the same kind of ecosystem that I found over there. So I feel this is the reason why there are a lot of great players developing from Spain or these kind of areas. Especially entire Europe.
Yeah, I mean, tennis
Yeah,
is such a cultural thing in Europe, I think. I
yeah,
mean, even today you see top 10, most of them are from Europe, right? I mean, it has
yeah,
been
yeah.
like an
But
Australia, but then
yeah, but
Europe is.
also one more advantage that they have is there are a lot of tournaments happening over there in
Hmm.
Europe, like the juniors, the ITFs, the ATP Opens. There are a lot of events. They get live exposure of matches. They get a lot of players to play with. So obviously their characteristics and their development in whatever they are playing is even higher when they come to an international stage. So I think that exposure as well adds up to it. And I feel these players have played so much
Hmm.
of tennis. By the time they reach a certain stage, they find it very easy. Like they have strategized it so much. They have worked on so many things, and this is why I feel like Europe is one destination where tennis has always been that kind of great thing. Like we see a lot of players from there evolving.
Hmm. One player I want to talk about today from WTA side is Svitolina,
Yeah,
because she just came back from a maternity leave and
yeah,
people didn't expect her to. I mean, she got a wild card, right?
right,
I don't even know her ranking at the moment, but she was a wild card playing against Venus Williams.
yeah,
And with against Venus Williams, you can't predict that she'll lose for sure just because she's older than the opponent. Because
yeah,
she's won Wimbledon so many times, she's
right,
phenomenal on grass surface, right?
yeah,
But it was pretty smooth for her, like beating Venus Williams after that. Mertens, who's also a great player.
yeah,
Then Sophia Kenin, who's a former Grand Slam champion. Then
right,
she beat Azarenka. I mean, that was a shocker for me, you know, because
yeah.
I love Azarenka and I think it was kind of personal for her. I don't know, but yeah, and then
But
Sean,
yeah, there was a
Sean,
lot of controversy in that match. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know who's right or wrong, but then I saw Azarenka song and then I forgot completely about this Russia-Ukraine situation. And Azarenka is
Uh,
from Belarus, right?
right,
So
right.
people don't even talk about Belarus.
Yeah.
Half the world will not even know where it is. So I was not understanding why is she not shaking the hand, man? What's wrong with her? Did she forget?
Uh, so the
Yeah,
thing about Svitolina is she always has been a really nice player. Like she's so quick around the court and she's
yeah,
very, very technically strong player. But
yeah.
it's okay. Like we understand. See, before I make a comment about the Russian Ukraine thing, we understand it because we have been part of wars as well. ठीक
Yeah.
है. It's the same situation of India Pakistan. और जब इंडिया पाकिस्तान का मैच होता है तो you understand how players have enmity amongst them, and it's
Mm-hmm.
natural. ठीक है. Of course they are warring nations, but मुझे एक समझ में नहीं आता. Like I find it so uh, I don't know. I don't know how to say this, but I find it so odd that they were the ones preaching before that, sports, arts, they should be above the wars. And now
Mm.
when it comes to their side, they are, जब आग खुद के घर में लगी है तो they मुझे illogical चीज समझती है, like I don't understand one thing. अब रशियन प्लेयर्स के नाम के यहाँ से रशिया का फ्लैग निकाल के उनको क्या मिलेगा?
Mm.
It's कॉमन सेंस, लाइक क्या, दिस इज सो चाइल्डिश, लाइक द I don't understand the purpose. Okay, I understand that you are against the war and stuff, बट तुम्हें रशिया के प्लेयर्स के यहाँ से रशियन फ्लैग निकाल के तुम्हें क्या मिलने वाला है? लाइक आई फील दिस बचकाना हरकत, of these whatever sporting agencies are. And sometimes I
Mm.
feel it's all politicized, and it's all, see, I follow a lot of geopolitical news and everything, so I understand lot of intricacies about all these things. कौन
Mm.
स्टार्ट किया है, किसने स्टार्ट किया है, and this will lead to another discussion I feel, but then it's okay, like
Last year they were not allowed only to contest, right?
exactly, I
Russian
mean,
players.
हाँ, जब इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का होता था तो these were the people कि it shouldn't be like this, you have to be very friendly when it comes to sports arts, you should, they don't have boundaries, and now when it comes to their side, they just understand how the emotions are. But I
Mm.
do I it's okay, ठीक है, मुझे I the crowd booing Azarenka,
Yeah,
it is,
uncalled
मुझे,
for.
I
Totally.
feel, I feel pity on them, not मुझे गुस्सा नहीं आ रहा उसमें. I feel pity on them because ठीक है यार, उनकी cost of living बढ़ गई है, उनके यहाँ महंगाई बहुत है. So Azarenka is just one of the players they can boo around and उनकी frustration निकाल रहे हैं. So it's okay, it's just part of human psychology. अब ठीक है.
But I think
But
she's over, she didn't give a shit about
yeah,
these people, not even the
yeah.
crowd, and also Svitolina. She didn't care.
But when these players play, na, they kind of expect these things to happen. Like they know what the reactions could be, and they already prepare themselves up for all this. So it's not new for them if they kind of उनको बोल के भेजा रहता है. Like I am pretty sure someone would have talked to her, like this thing can happen. If this happens, you just let it go. Like it's okay. You can't do anything on that. So I feel
On
it's
we
okay.
like at a personal level, maybe Svitolina spoke to her later कि
Yeah,
तो सब बढ़िया के लिए था तेरे मन में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है चिल पता नहीं but I think we respect Azarenka because like
yeah.
her personal life uh, having a kid and then whatever she's a single mom now and there was a time when she was playing absolutely for money and now she's
Yeah,
back and Svitolina also like to her
yeah,
credit
yeah.
her kid is what 6 months old and she's already playing semi-finals of Grand Slams.
That's how Serena also was coming
Yeah,
in, right? She won a
Serena's
Grand Slam
played.
after that.
Yeah, she actually won a Grand Slam while being pregnant.
Yeah,
Like no
yeah,
one could have
that's.
thought about this. Never.
But I
So I
think after Serena, I have never seen like anyone being consistent in a WTA circuit. Like
hmm,
WTA circuit in the entirety, it's a different. Like if you compare with ATV players, WTA is a very different sport as to altogether. Like, uh, and it's very difficult. See, tennis as a game, it's a cruel sport. Like, since we all players, like we tennis players who have played this sport, we know we have a love and hate relationship with this game. ठीक है, it's like you sacrifice so much, you need so much of mental strength, you need so much of discipline in this, and I feel somewhere it takes toll on people, and I feel like women players kind of at I feel that they are not able to negate with that pressure at that level for years and years. Like it's very difficult, that I feel, and that's why I feel these players don't play consistently really good. That's why there's anyone coming and beating anyone. Like that's why
hmm.
you all told me who's gonna win. I said like don't ever expect anyone to win from whom you feel.
No, but I was pretty confident about Iga Swiatek because like she's doing really well. I
Yeah,
think at
she is
the
a
heart
very nice
party,
player.
she's the one who's gonna rule. That's what I
Yeah,
thought. And she
yeah,
lost a tough match. But the last set, Svitolina was absolutely in Travis Street. She was dominating.
yeah.
So, she must be shocked.
Iga, yeah, yeah. Iga is very nice player. Like
Yeah.
when I saw her game first time, I was very impressed with her game. Like she is one player I found who's very like Djokovic type. you know, the way she plays, she's very sensed in the
Hmm.
court. She's very stable. I found her really like she hits good ground strokes, good movements on the court, and she's very stable. I'm very surprised she lost, but I was expecting her to win. Like she was one of my players. Like if I was supporting anyone, I expected Iga to win.
Yeah. I also thought that Owens would win because last year she didn't deserve to lose. Like that was the
Yeah.
whole. I like her a lot. Like let me just make that disclosure. I really wanted to win at some point, and then two finals she lost. So I thought she'll like make sure that she's gonna win this one. And this finals, like I don't know what happened. Even I don't. I think even she didn't know what happened, right? I
Uh,
mean,
to be
so I
very
was
fairly honest, I kind of missed this final. Like I couldn't see it. I
okay.
was out. So I didn't get a chance to see what happened in the finals. But I think it was just 6-4, 6-4 straight sets,
Yeah,
if I remember the score. But
yeah.
I didn't get an opportunity to see the final. But ठीक है, like I don't know. I never heard the player who won. I've never heard of the player who won before this Wimbledon. So that is how unpredictable
So
the
I think
game
she's
is.
only won like one title before the Wimbledon that
Yeah,
she did.
exactly.
So it's crazy.
Even like Raducanu came from nowhere. She won it. She won a Grand Slam. Like, and now she's disappeared. Like, of
Yeah.
course she has injuries and everything. Osaka came in. She was very good player as well, but she was mentally very fragile, which I kind of saw. When she played. The way she talked and the way she behaved on the court were two different personalities, and I somehow found mismatch in that. And I somehow felt that someday it could like overpower her game style. She was good when she was there, but of course, like now she kind of came up, and she kind of expressed what she was going through and everything. So I feel, this game is that kind of a game where you need a lot of mental strength, you need a lot of physical strength, you need a
Mm,
lot of emotional balance. And I feel like when you reach that level of it, and you need to have a good team around you. You can't have like हर दिन का emotional imbalancement, it affects a lot of things when you're playing at that level. So I feel that's why one of the reasons why WTA Tour is kind of that unpredictable compared to
mhm.
ATP.
Yeah. But I read somewhere that you know men's game has become monotonous would be a wrong word to use, but in the sense that it's a lot of hard hitting and baseline to baseline. But in WTA, people, like the players are trying variety and they have variety to offer basically. To an absolute person who doesn't understand tennis, it's more entertaining to watch a women's match. I read it
I
somewhere.
don't
Yeah, is it?
I I don't know.
I watch so many women matches,
That 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 will be very controversial statement to make from you that men's game is too monotonous. Men's game, it's not like that. I feel like
Yeah,
uh,
it was some, I think on Instagram or something.
but yeah, there are different opinions यार. लोगों का काम है कहना, वो कुछ भी बकते रहते हैं. Like, I feel everyone has their point of views. Everyone has their opinions. But
But
यार ऐसे
I,
comparison मत करो.
yeah, yeah. But I watch mostly women's game because
Yeah.
my attention span is very low. I
And still
can't
they
watch
want
five
equal pay.
seconds. I can't watch. Hey,
Just kidding, just kidding.
I mean, I can't watch 5 seconds every day, right? I mean, this is not yet my full-time job watching tennis. So,
That's true, but यार मेरे को वो equal pay वाला भी situation समझ में नहीं आता.
okay, digress from
It's
the topic. Okay,
that will be a very controversial topic if we
yeah,
start.
I don't want hate so early in my career. Okay, in my
No,
podcasting.
it's not. It's not about hating. It's just about putting a statement. But ठीक है.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
So, last thing I want to ask you, what do you think about
Hmm.
Rohan Bopanna? He is like world number
Oh,
seven now after recent. He
he
plays semi-final.
he he is an amazing player. Like the way he and Leander, to be very specific, the way they have managed to play so late in their careers and so
Mhm.
consistently, and the way they have carried themselves, like they are one of the tennis players that Indians look for. Like when you uh, ask anyone, like who are the players that you know from India that play tennis. Leander Pace is one name, Bopana is one name, Sania Mirza is one name. I think not a lot of players from India have that much recognition. I think what Rohan has done for the sport, for for tennis, and specifically representing India, I think it's very commendable. And the
Mm,
work ethic is good. His personality is really good. He's very
yeah,
helpful. He guides, the junior, younger players. He has a very good personality as well. I feel like he has a lot more to give. The way he's playing, the way he is, currently playing doubles, I think uh, I won't be surprised if he wins another Grand Slam in future.
yeah, he can. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
I
he
love
knows
his
his game.
service. Like, it is incredible. One of the best service.
Yeah, he has a very nice
Yeah,
service. He has very
amazing.
nice
It's
service.
just I can just watch Bopanna serving for a long time without having
Yeah.
potential problems. Okay. Yeah, hope
That's
he
true.
continues. And what do you think about his academy? Have you been to RBA?
No, I haven't been there, but I think it's been on since a very long time now. Like,
Mm,
but the I hope, like, I genuinely wish, uh, considering like when I've trained in Spain and when I see the Indian tennis, I feel like it's way, way below the standards of what it should be. But
we'll
I
get there.
feel
We'll
like
get there. You
players,
try.
players like Bopanna, players like Sania Mirza or Somdev, for example, like
Yeah.
these people should definitely come out here and they are trying as well. Like they are coming up with everything, but they have to invest more to get players out from here because I feel there are a lot of talented players in India, a lot of talented players, and unless you give them that kind of exposure, it's very hard for them to even compete at an international level. So I genuinely wish, like, these players when they retire, like when Bopana retires, he gives more time to this coaching, to developing players, because there could be different coaches, but having his presence will
Mm,
add more to players.
yeah.
So I just hope, like, for Indian tennis, I just hope like there are good days ahead.
Yeah, definitely. There are exciting days ahead. I'm pretty sure about it. I mean, even if in juniors circuit right now, we have
Yeah,
good names and they're doing well.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Manas
So,
is one player I've
yeah,
watched his game. He's very good. But
even
the
shooting
fact that
that is good.
yeah, but the fact that
Excellent is
Manas
good.
has played in Europe a lot, so of course he's getting a lot of exposure from right people over there, and that's
Mm,
why his game is where it is right now. So I think is one player I feel to look out for. And there's a lot of talent in India, to be very honest. I'm genuinely telling you, when I have played the circuit, I know how much talent out is there out there. I just hope they get the right guidance, the right exposure to, and probably help one day we see an Indian player playing in this consistently, just not representing, but going out there consistently and also winning. That's what we are looking for.
yeah. I think we are gonna have good time in I think next decade. We have
It's
bright
gonna
future.
take time. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take a
Yeah,
lot
we
of
will
time.
have new stars in tennis. Like that's what I feel.
We should have a different discussion on altogether about
Okay.
all this.
So are you already telling me we should do another episode?
I would genuinely like to share my experiences and
Yeah.
probably
And I want to
get
ask
into
you all
even
about your experience on like national level also
yeah,
and your
yeah,
Spain experience and now as a coach, what are your
yeah,
inputs? You know,
definitely,
that is also very important.
definitely. We'll do that soon.
Yeah, sure. So let me thank you again. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being here.
Thank thank you for inviting me, and
Yeah,
thanks to the power outage that we get 2 days of podcast
yeah.
summarized in one.
I don't want more of that. How about it thing? We can do podcasts every day, no problem.
Yeah, yeah. That
All
would be fun.
right,
All right.
cool. Thank
Yeah.
you.